Yeah, I saw your poll. Next time. And did you guess who got the most votes?
Oh, who did? I didn't check it.
You should check it.
Oh dear. Fucking. And by the way, that's the last time you're ever going to see my poll, Brack. And what you doing staring at my poll, you dirty fuck?
I'm staring at it because it's pretty hard to see. I heard they're making a superhero movie out of it. It's called Ant-Man.
Makes sense.
It really doesn't, but okay.
Because it's small, that's why.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Jeez, I had no idea.
You got it now?
The punchline of the joke, bro. Thank you for explaining that to me.
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
Welcome down to the abyssal lair of the Radiophonic Sea Creatures. Beat Flipper with the Slipper, Nipper, Gnasher, Brax, Mother, Snaver, Snatcher, Open Wide and Granny Basher for flashing cash here. And with me, as always, the two guys who are Granny Bashers of the First Order. It's Human Metal and Brack. How are you today, Human Metal?
Kind of not awake yet, but I'll do my very best. I'm sorry.
I think I might have actually been speaking too fast for Brack and Human Metal to actually hear what I said.
I was like, what, flabber-rabber?
Yeah. I managed to slip in a very offensive jab about Brack's mother there, and no one even noticed. It went straight under the radar.
You really sound like Flynn Lies over there.
No. Incidentally, we didn't mention that in the last episode, Choo Choo, but the only thing the new Turtles movie was really missing was Vanilla Ice. That much is obvious.
You know, every movie misses Flynn Lies.
They should. He just. Do you know that scene in the elevator where that MC Mikey? He should have just immediately just popped up out of nowhere, starting to
that would have been the best thing.
That would actually have been funny, and that's not something that happens in that movie. Let's be honest.
I know that elevator scene's actually quite funny. Did you see that movie, Brack? Did you like it?
I watched it. Yeah.
Okay, enough said. So, Human Metal, what have you been up to?
Not much, and I'm gonna give all the time to Bragg because we already did a full Shallows episode last time. So the only thing I, of course, want to mention is that Nintendo's president Satoru Iwata has passed this week, which is very sad, and I hope this will not. I mean, of course, my condolences to his friends and family, but I also hope that Nintendo is not gonna fall even further into the ground now that he is not there to at least remedy some of the bad decisions from the board members. I don't know. Miyamoto is going to be one of the new presidents, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if he's president material, if he can stand up to franchise partners, whatever. And we'll see. But it's definitely a loss. If I've looked through the list of his achievements and the stuff he did for Nintendo, and that's quite a feat. And I recommend to everyone to, if they're remotely interested what he has done, check out the Ask Iwata sections on Nintendo's website. It's freely available, and that's very interesting stuff. He was a very interesting person, and he will be missed.
Yeah, I would totally check that out if I was interested, but I'm not, so I won't.
But still, condolences. He was a really important guy in the gaming industry. So
yeah, he was. But I have this weird thing where I don't know. I'm totally disconnected from the deaths of people. I don't know. So just because they're famous, does that mean I should feel something?
Yeah, of course.
Just because they.
I don't feel.
What he's trying to say is that next year he's going to go to the graveyard and piss over his grave.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah, I'm coming in. What? He pissed on my ashes.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Of course I'm joking.
No, he's not. He's not. No, he's not.
Rest in peace. Iwata-san, I guess. Fuck it. I'm pandering to the masses. No, fuck that. I don't care. One company man is as good as the next company man.
We'll see about that.
I'm gonna get some.
I hope you're
I'm gonna get some
right.
hate mail for this one. I don't know. I
For
just don't.
Nintendo's sake, I hope you're right, but
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it.
Talking about pissing on graves,
Oh.
I've watched 2 Netflix shows in the last week. At least I started 2 Netflix shows, and both Netflix shows in the first, it's Netflix exclusive shows. Both Netflix shows start the first episode. Well, in the first episode, they have one of the main characters pissing over the grave of their father. House of Cards season 3 and Sense8 start like their show with pissing over the somebody's father's grave. And like, what is Netflix doing over there? Have they left like, you know what, people really enjoy shows about people pissing over their father's grave. We should have that at more shows or something like that.
It's so edgy.
It's this thing they have somewhere.
I have literally pissed on the grave before. I mean,
I
it wasn't. It was no
Why am
great
I not
offense.
surprised?
I just really needed a slash in the graveyard. Like I just
No
like, oh
trees,
man, there's no
no
toilet.
trees anymore.
Well, the thing is, in England, the graveyards are so like old and like, you know, there's like everything's a grave. Like everywhere you walk. So I just whipped out and pissed, and then like as I was pissing, I actually realised I was in fact pissing on some old person's gravestone, like kind of hidden under the grass. I was like, wow, I have literally pissed on this guy's grave. Sorry, whoever you are.
You fucker. But yeah, House of Cards started with it, and that show is kind of shitty actually. The last season at least, I haven't enjoyed it that much. But the other show, Sense8, which is the show from the Wachowski siblings.
Yeah.
I can't say brothers anymore. I was almost saying brothers, but no, one of them is a woman now. Their new show is actually really good. It's called Sense8. It's about 8 people all over the world that all of a sudden get like a mental connection with each other, so they can talk to each other mentally, and they can use each other's skills. Like one of them is really good at kickboxing, and so when one of the others gets in a fight, he can use the skills of the other person, the kickboxing skills and stuff like that. And it's actually a really interesting science fiction show. I think it's more like Cloud Atlas than it is like The Matrix. It has some good action scenes in it, but it's more about like these people's lives and their culture and how they deal with that, and how the other 7 deal with the one person's culture, stuff like that. And it's actually really interesting. I can really recommend that show.
I'm glad to hear that. I was already interested in that show, but I've not yet, got the chance to check it out. Or didn't take it at least. And it's cool to hear a ringing endorsement.
I actually was so addicted to it that I watched the entire season, which is 12 episodes,
Has to do with Netflix stuff.
over 2 days. I
made for
started on Sunday morning and I finished it at Monday night.
Yeah,
Nice.
but frankly, you can. Sometimes binge watching just grabs hold of you. I mean, I remember watching the entire first season of American Horror Story in 2 days, and that was shit.
Well, this one was actually really good. I was actually kind of sad that it was over, and I hope I get a second season.
Well, Netflix shows lend itself to binge watching because they're always released like in full seasons completely and don't come out each week. So.
And I think they write it that way. Like,
Maybe.
they know that people can binge watch it. Like, other shows, they have to have a certain formula every episode a bit. Like, every episode has to have, like, at least this amount of action and this amount of this. But in Sense8, there are some episodes that have, like, a lot of action, and some episodes that have just mainly talking or just developing the plot and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think it works really well for binge watching. The other TV show I finished is the last season of Justified. And I don't know if any of you guys watched Justified. Have you watched the last season yet?
Yes.
Did you like it? I really loved it.
I loved the fuck out of it. I think it was a very satisfying finale. I mean, that's kind of rare for me in US TV shows because they usually get canceled after they've, already run the well dry, so to speak, because there's nothing to tell anymore and it's gotten boring and shit. But this got a really satisfying and well thought out finale, and I got out really happy, and great stuff.
The last season missed one thing though, because they did have Sam Elliott, but they didn't have Sam Elliott's mustache. And let's be honest, Sam Elliott is amazing on his own, but it's incredible when he has a mustache. Like, this guy has the best mustache in the movie business. Huh? Yeah. I actually kind of want, because this show also has the person with the best eyebrows in the movie business, which is Jerry Burns, who plays Smith Duffy. I kind of wanted, like, Sam Elliott's mustache and Jerry Burns' eyebrows just have a conversation with each other, like a stare off with that mustache and those eyebrows. That would be amazing.
That would have been awesome. That would have created so many memes.
Yes, this would have been the best show of all time if that happened.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and if you haven't seen this show yet, I think you should totally watch it. Just watch the first episode, because this has one of the best first episodes in general, I think, on television. Like, a lot of shows have to get time to start, but this one has a great first episode, and if you like that one, you should just totally watch the rest of the show.
Yeah, it should, hook you. If not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what will.
I really recommend it.
I think what I most liked about Justified was the way that that crimes are portrayed in the series. It's just like the complete opposite of your typical, I don't know, agent or whatever show. There's not this mega mastermind, and if there is, he's just as prone to making incredibly stupid mistakes as every other guy in the cast. And some people just die out of coincidence, because that's how shit happens. Like, there's not these creative people who have this giant world-spanning plot. It's just small people with small minds creating small crimes that lead to big dumb things and big, I don't know, and horrible things at times. And yeah, it's really interesting, like this small scale world of crime and what that entails, and the way the characters are built in that regard. It's great stuff.
Yeah, especially like the bad guys that do like survive or like get away are most of the time like the Weasley bad guys. Like, it reminded me a bit of like Mr. Pink, the Reservoir Dogs, who was like the one guy who might got away, you don't know for sure, but like those type of characters get away with the crime in this kind of show.
Yeah.
And most of the time they have incredible eyebrows. So yeah.
Yep.
And besides this, I've totally been obsessed with this one thing, which is about cars and huge explosions. And it might be post-apocalyptic, I'm not sure. And I'm of course not talking about Mad Max Fury Road. I'm talking about Rocket League, which is the game on PS4, which I've been playing way too much the last few weeks.
I heard good things. I've not checked it out. I don't have a PS4. Is it on PC too?
Yeah, it's on Steam, because I think this is like a sequel to Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, which is a long name, I know. And that one wasn't on Steam, but this one has like a lot of different hats, so I think it should be on Steam.
All right.
Because you can't have a game with lots of hats in it and not be on Steam, I think. I think that's impossible.
It's like football / soccer with cars, right?
Yeah, it's soccer with cars. That's what it is. It's super simple. It's like most straight setup ever. Soccer with cars, and you can do like some stunts with it, and you have like boosts and everything. But that's what it is, and it's really addictive. Like it's so addictive. It's like you think you're gonna have one last match at 12 o'clock, and then it's like 5 a.m.
I haven't quite sunk in the time that Brack has, and I hear you're super good at that as well, Brack, so we'll have to play at some point. But I also have been playing Rocket League, and it's a lot of fun. Specifically, I've been playing with Abajam and a couple of the other OGS.
Yeah, I've played with Abajam a few times as well, and I kicked his ass.
Yeah, he actually warned me never to play with you. He was like, he was like saying, whatever you do, Choo, don't ever play against Brack.
Like one of my friends, one of his favorite games is like the game that came before this, like the Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, which is mostly the same gameplay. And I play with him like every once in a while, and he just kicks my ass like mercilessly, like insanely. So when I started playing against Abajam, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna kick my ass, because I just got the entire time I played this game, I got my ass kicked like all the time.
Yeah, but you still got better because you played against an amazing player.
Yeah, so the first match I played against Abajam, it was 10-0.
That's the same thing that happened to me. I have like two friends who are really good at 2D fighters, like Street Fighter and everything, and I play them and I always constantly lose. And I'm like, man, I suck at fighting games. And then I play against other friends who just rarely touch fighting games. They don't play as regularly, and then I totally kick their asses because I played against such good players. It's weird.
It's a lot of fun though, Rocket League though. It's definitely a good game. I want to play. I haven't had so much time for gaming this week, but I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm actually going to get on the game and give it a good bash.
And if you see me online, just send me a message. I will play with you, not against you. Okay?
No, you
problem.
need to fight it out. You need to stream it or upload it to YouTube. I want to see it.
Sure. When we play against each other, I think we should record it. And you're lucky because I haven't played it for like half a week. I've been playing Mortal Kombat X, and I just finished the story mode, and that's all I can do with Mortal Kombat. I just played the story mode, which is fucking insane, which I love, and then I just done with it.
Was it a good game?
Yeah. If you like the last Mortal Kombat game, this is just basically more of the same. And like the story mode is like of the same quality, like lots of cutscenes, which are just weird but so entertaining. Like the dialogue is so stupid, but I just love listening to it.
I haven't played the new Mortal Kombat game, but I did really quite like Injustice: Gods Among Us. I had a lot of fun with that. That had an amazing story mode, as I detailed on a previous episode of the Radiophonic Sea Creatures. Myself, though, I have somehow fallen back into Destiny quite substantially. So,
You poor man.
Well, the thing is, like, I came to this conclusion, like, all my games are these huge open world games, and, you know, I have so, like, fantastic games. Like, I have, like, The Witcher 3, which is absolutely amazing and stuff, and, you know, I got, like, Far Cry 4, which is probably a lot of fun, and Grand Theft Auto, whatever. Like, all those type of games, but the thing is, like, recently, I was sitting down with The Witcher, and I was doing kind of these atmospheric kind of, like, Red Deadish type things, where I was going off into the wilderness and collecting things, and I was like, I realized that as I was holding the controller that I was bored to tears at that point. I was like, man, this is so boring. And then I decided to go back to the story, and it's like, the story was doing nothing for me. I was like, oh, come on. Let's get to some action, man. Let's just get to some action, like this feeling. So I actually stopped playing The Witcher 3, and I came to the conclusion that for whatever reason, I'm completely counter to how I usually am with video games. Right now, I don't want to play some deep involving story. I don't want atmospheric open worlds. I just want to shoot shit in the face, or like Rocket League, just play soccer. So that's totally my focus. So when I came across this, I decided to go back and retry Destiny, and I retried Destiny, and I had fun playing that. So I decided to drop money on the DLC, because I've already finished the main story, and I don't want to repeat myself too much in Destiny. So I bought like the Dark Below DLC and the what's it called, the Wolf King? I don't know what they're called, but those two expansion packs, and then started playing it with Abajam, who's like a ninja at that game, and I ranked up to like level 29, got my first legendary gun, my first 2 legendary pieces of armor, tried the Vault of Glass raid for the first time and got my ass absolutely handed to me. Abajam was like, no, we'll definitely make it through. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, yeah, we're not making it, Abajam. Like, I'm serious, we're not doing it. We've replayed this same section like 40 times and keep dying. But I've had a lot of fun with that game, because whatever else you can say about Destiny, the gameplay is fun. Like, and that's basically where I am. Like, I always think of Destiny a bit like Doom, like a massive multiplayer online version of Doom, where you end up repeating the same level multiple times. But yeah. So I've been having fun with Destiny, and I also recently I just have a box fresh copy of Arkham Knight, which I'm waiting for my summer vacation, which is in 2 weeks, to play. So hopefully that will grab my attention, because that's
and on the PS4 it's actually playable.
And goddamn, thanks for that. So I guess that's going to wrap up the Shadows this week. So let's move on into the depths. Welcome back to the Depths. So today on the Depths, we're going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and specifically Phase 3. So now Phase 3 is all wrapped up, bar Ant-Man, which actually none of us have seen. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Phase 3, because I personally recently just saw Age of Ultron, which means we've all seen Age of Ultron finally, and the movies previous to that. So thanks a lot, Pusscat. Yeah. Why don't you knock over my drink and fucking spill everything? Yeah, fuck you, stupid feline fucker. Right, anyway, so let's see. Iron Man 3. That's going to be that was the first movie of Stage 3. So yeah, let's talk about Iron Man 3. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first. I actually really liked Iron Man 3. I know a lot of people are pissed about Iron Man 3 for some reason, but I think it was actually a lot better than Iron Man 2, and that movie is really funny to me. Like, I really like the Shane Black dialogue in it. It's really, really fast, really quick, and it also has, like, I think the best action sequences out of all the Iron Man movies as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
You guys are gonna piss off all
No.
about this? No?
A lot of people like harped on Iron Man 3. I don't know, maybe it was too goofy or something, but I liked it a lot.
I think it has a lot to do with certain twists, something to do with Ben Kingsley, you know.
Oh well, we're gonna throw out spoiler warnings, of course. If you haven't seen the Marvel movies, then Jesus Christ, pause what you're doing and go and see them. But we're gonna throw out a blanket spoiler here, so we're gonna talk about these movies with spoilers. So, fuck it.
Okay, people were pissed that the Mandarin wasn't a Chinese stereotype. That's what people were pissed about. Let's be honest there. The Mandarin is such a Chinese stereotype in the comic books.
But what they did with the Mandarin in that film was excellent. It was easily the most memorable fucking part of that film. Like that sequence where he reveals that he's like a thespian. Like, it's really truly funny and totally out of nowhere.
And it totally got me with that. Like, that was like one of the first time with like a big Hollywood like blockbuster in years. That totally got me. That totally surprised me.
Me too. I didn't see that coming at all. I really liked it. I was like, I immediately when it happened, I was like, oh man, there's gonna be so many hardcore nerds who will not like this, who will lose their shit over this. And I was right.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think the main problem is that even though I really like Guy Pearce as an actor, I think his role as a villain was kind of underwritten and it wasn't that impressive. I think
it was kind of funny actually. It was like, he left me alone on that balcony. I will revenge. I swear revenge by my nerd glasses and my nerd teeth.
Yeah, and he turned like into handsome Guy Pearce. He cut away his hair and put his glasses. It was weird, like it was really like an 80s like high school movie, like the nerd chick who has like weird hair and glasses, and then put off the glasses and put the hair back and like cut the hair, and they're super good looking all of a sudden. That's what happened with Guy Pearce. Like, he put on a suit, put his glasses off, they took a haircut, and he's handsome Guy Pearce again.
Yeah, I just think that. Sorry, Chuchu, go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, also he's kind of superhero kind of reinvention at the end as like the fire dude. Like, man, oh fuck, I thought I didn't buy that. I think that film has it has some really good points, specifically with the Mandarin and stuff, and but it also has some really bad points. Most notably, its climax and stuff. Like, I don't know, where Guy Pearce like turned into that fire guy. You're kind of thinking, really, seriously, that's how they're gonna roll. And then the way he gets dispatched as well, it's like, seriously? Oh, come on! What the fuck?
And other than the other movies in the Marvel franchise, so to speak, this feel like a lot of the decisions made in that movie were reversed immediately. Like the Pepper Potts transformation. Well, she got fixed. Her disease was blah 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 blah.
5 seconds later.
5 seconds later. Also, he destroys all of his suits, and he's like, "Oh, let's start completely over, and not do this Iron Man thing anymore." And then immediately builds a new suit and a giant fucking satellite and a Hulkbuster suit, and he creates a super villainous robot. Like, Iron Man 3 certainly never happened.
At the end of Iron Man 3, it seems like he learned some lessons, and then afterwards, like, no,
he did not. He totally didn't.
Yeah,
Shane Black wanted him to learn a lesson, but Marvel didn't.
Yeah. I was about to say, thinking about it, basically Age of Ultron, which we'll talk about probably a bit later, was complete antithesis of what happened in part 3, wasn't it? It was like, no, okay, shut down all those robots. Hey, no, guess what? I'm building them all again.
But that's actually kind of what happens in like every single Iron Man movie. Like, every single Iron Man movie starts with Iron Man being an asshole, and at the end of the movie he learns he to not be an asshole, and in the next movie he's an asshole again. Like Iron Man 1, he starts being an asshole. Iron Man 2, he starts being an asshole. Avengers 1, he also starts being an asshole. Like that's what happens. It's every single. That's the Tony Stark like character like progress. He's like in every single movie. From asshole to not asshole.
Yeah, it's basically it's not so much an arc as a circle.
Just to wrap up Iron Man 3, I think that the writing and directional style of what Shane Black does with this movie, just the characters and the franchise, the Iron Man franchise, lends itself very well to his style of movies like Lethal Weapon and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and stuff like that. So it worked really well when you watch this. It's just sad that it didn't leave much of an impact on the rest of the other movies.
And it's also the first like movie in a long time where it has a child in it, and I didn't feel shitty.
I didn't hate
funny.
it. I didn't want to kill it immediately.
Yeah, it was actually funny. Choo-Choo, did you find it funny as well?
Well, I find it funny that Human Metal is saying, it's the first kid in a while that he doesn't want to kill. So
in a movie, don't misquote me here.
In general, let's be honest.
Yes, okay, in general, you're right.
You know why I knew that it's in general? Because we're connected.
Yes, indeed.
I really like the sequence where he's like talking to the henchman. I really like Shane Black dialogue for henchman. For some reason, it's always really funny.
Yeah.
And like there's sometimes where like Tony Stark and like Rhodes, like Don Cheadle's character, are talking together. It almost feels like I'm watching Lethal Weapon at some points.
Yeah, pretty much. Younger versions of Riggs and Murtaugh. Well, kind of younger. It's old too.
hopefully less racist. I want to know that to go back and look at, because Riggs' partner was black, wasn't he? So I wonder how Danny Glover and like Mel Gibson actually got on set. Like, I wonder if they actually liked each other. Whether Mel Gibson was like
Mel Gibson hates Jews, not black people.
Oh, okay.
You got that mixed up.
So now we basically talked about Iron Man 3, the movie. What do you think? What do you want from Iron Man next? I mean, is there going to be another Iron Man movie? What does the future hold for Iron Man? What do you think about that?
I don't even know. I don't know if he has been confirmed for another standalone movie. I don't think so, but he will have a prominent role in the next Captain America movie, which is kind of it's kind of not a Captain America movie anymore. It's Avengers 2.5.
Yes.
So many characters appearing in that movie. So
it doesn't have the Hulk, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Everyone else is in it, even Spider-Man.
And I think after that, like what I'm guessing from like at least the comics, especially Tony Stark turns out really comes off kind of bad in that movie, in that storyline. So maybe after that have like one final redemption storyline movie, and then finish with that.
Yeah,
his redemption storyline might be the last Avengers movie.
Yeah, maybe as well.
But also, maybe they will. Iron Man won't be in those movies anymore because they're so far off, and they're already saying maybe they'll just put the new Avenger cast in that they basically introduced in the newest Avengers movie. But we'll get to that. So.
Okay. So
let's get on to the next one. Yeah.
All right. So the next one is going to be Thor: The Dark World, the Mighty Thor: The Dark World. So I'm actually going to kick this one off because I guess of the three of us, I am the biggest Thor fan here. I really, really deeply loved the original Thor, the original movie. It's got some, I guess. It's very light and does have some small, I guess blemishes in it. But for me, there was something about the original Thor film that was just absolutely amazing and totally captured my attention and took me to a a childlike sense of wonder, reinstalled that that feeling that I think sometimes is missing when I watch movies as an adult. So. It was. I love that Shakespeare thespian type thing, and I think I really, really am a big fan of Kenneth Branagh, and I think they absolutely nailed it with the right director for the right source material, and I think he elevated that, and Tom Hiddleston fucking just did the best you could ever do with Loki, with a character like Loki, and I love the dynamic between Thor and Loki. So first one, really great. I mean, technically I can stand back and say that's not such a strong film, but there's just something personally that I just really, truly love about the original Thor. So when the Dark World came along, I was like...
Not me. I was so bored by the first... The Thor, I think the first Thor is like after Iron Man 2, I think the worst like Disney Marvel movie.
What, the first Thor?
From phase 1.
Oh,
like
okay.
The worst, except outside of Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was like,
No.
It's really awful. But Thor was, like, after that, the worst one.
I have to say I'm completely opposite. Thor was my favorite of the individual films. It was. Like, it still is my favorite of those films. I liked it. Iron Man, the original Iron Man was fucking great as well. But there's something special, more personal to me about the first Thor film. But I guess, horses for courses, my friend. We all have different opinions. So I was really excited about Thor the Dark World. Like, really looking forward to that. Yeah, it kind of sucked. That's not going to sugarcoat it.
Yep. To me, it was like maybe like a little worse. Like not that much worse because I didn't like the first Thor one either. But this was not a little worse, so it was actually pretty bad. It was kind of shitty. Like the Thor movies have been the worst in general to me.
I mean, it was well made, kinda, but it was just my main problem is it's totally forgettable. It's not even there's stuff happening in this movie and you really don't care. The worst offender being Natalie Portman's character in that movie.
For literally a second, I forgot that Natalie Portman was in the second one.
Yeah, she does nothing. She just becomes a MacGuffin, as in she is possessed by this dark matter stuff that the bad guy needs, and she becomes, the sacrifice, blah blah blah. And basically does nothing in this movie but, being carried around. Oh, she can't fall into the bad guy's hand, blah, blah. She becomes just a plot device. And that's really sad. And other than that, just not a lot of interesting stuff happens in this movie. I mean, the action shots look great.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, at some of it.
I thought the action wasn't that interesting. Like I thought it was kind of boring.
Some of it was. I mean, when
interesting.
Yeah, and when Asgard is being attacked by the Dark Elf ships, I kind of like that. That was pretty interesting.
I got Phantom Menace vibes when I got attacked with that attack sequence. I got Star Wars prequel vibes during that sequence.
Maybe. But yeah, I think the most interesting thing again in this movie was Loki, Tom Hiddleston character, his exchange, his brotherly exchange with Thor when they were, trying to steal a ship from the Dark Elves. It was kind of funny also that he was, he hates everybody, but he loves his mom, and he was. His short outbursts were
even bad guys love their mothers, which is
exactly.
From 310 to Yuma, by the way.
Yeah. Also, the way he had his short outburst in his prison cell when he's told that his mother has been killed. That was cool. That was a nice moment, and But other than that, nothing really memorable in this movie.
I think
all the comedy parts with Kat Dennings. Fell flat, like really flat.
I'm not sure about that. I quite enjoyed is that Kat Dennings, the actress who plays Darcy? Like I felt.
Kat Dennings is the one with the huge boobs.
Is there a girl with huge boobs in that film? Who has huge boobs?
Kat Dennings. Have you ever seen a picture of her?
No, who the fuck is Kat Dennings? I want to see a picture of her now. I know she's got huge boobs. Actually, I don't like huge boobs, actually. That's kind of turn off for me. But anyway, hey, let's not talk about that. But, I think some of the action scenes in the film were actually quite impressive. Like, for example, I unlike you guys, I really enjoyed the final action scene, where they're zipping through all the gravity wells and stuff. I thought that was quite well done.
The portal.
Yeah. I thought that was quite well done in the way that they were fought. It didn't make a lick of sense, but it was cool to look at, definitely. So I enjoyed that part of it. But the thing is, like, one of the things that kind of annoyed me about that film, like some of the random coincidences, like the whole car key things, like they just ended up randomly in the right place, like in the whole entire space of the universe, not just the planet, in the universe, they ended up in the right place to get the fucking car keys back. Like, it's retarded when they should have been stuck. So like, that's like one of those kind of like, oh, are you kidding me, really? Also, I don't like the fact that it's so humdrum. Like, there's no danger. Never in that entire film did you ever think that Thor was in danger. Like, never at any point was anything consequential seemingly going to happen. Like, no characters were going to die. Like, I mean, at the end of it, when you think about the final battle, Thor didn't really have to break a sweat to beat out the bad guy. All he did at the end of the film was just strolled into a cloud of red dust and just say, I'm going to kill you now, basically, and then the guy's dead. It's like, why didn't you do that like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. Then the movie would have been over earlier, which would have been nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a terrible film. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's certainly it was certainly
kind of bland. It's kind of forgettable. It's kind of bland. It's like it didn't have anything really going for it, even though it has like a lot of good actors in it. Also, the bad guy was like, I don't know what his plot was again.
Yeah,
he was one of those Doctor Who guys. I don't know.
Christopher Eccleston, a great actor actually, really great, but like totally wasted in that film. Did nothing.
Exactly.
And served absolutely no.
Malekith might be the worst villain of the bunch. He was like so forgettable. Like no character to him whatsoever.
And like there have been other not so good bad guys.
Yeah, but I think he's the worst.
But
he's
I think
just a piece of paper.
The stuff around it is not interesting enough to make me forget about how.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like Avengers: Age of Ultron, where Ultron is kind of derpy, but you forget about that because there's so much shit happening. Also, or Iron Man 3, for example,
or Guardians of the Galaxy,
or Guardians. Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Right, Ronan. We'll get to that.
We get to that. Let's get on to the next one.
Well, before we get on to the next one, same question about Thor. What do you want from the future of Thor? What do you want from? I think the next one is Ragnarok or something. I think a 4-3. Yes. Yeah. So what is it that you guys want?
Excitement. I don't know. Engaging character arcs. Not shoehorning Natalie Portman in there again without any real
kill off Thor in like the first 5 minutes and then give the hammer to
Loki,
the character to Idris Elba. Like I can deal with
that. Sure. Heimdall. Let's make it about Heimdall.
Let's make it about Heimdall. Yeah, the entire movie.
Like I really loved the Thor universe that was set up in the first film. So like I personally want them to go huge with Ragnarok. Like I say, the second movie is so inconsequential. Never at any point did it feel like anybody was in any danger from anything.
Kill off Idris Elba so he can play Green Lantern. Yeah.
No, you gave me an idea. Just don't show any stuff happening on Earth because nobody cares. And show us more of the different worlds that are connected to Asgard. Give us some interesting vistas to show off, and not just a great desert this time around or an ice desert. Just show us some interesting stuff around Asgard.
Show me some other worlds than Iceland.
Exactly.
That's where every day is filmed, I think.
Or if they are gonna involve the Earth, actually lay some consequence. I mean, sure, London got a little bit messed up, but like, where's like the entire world panicking?
Let's be honest, you don't need some supernatural powers for that. You need some like a bunch of 20-year-olds who can fuck up London as well. So
that's exactly it. It's probably caused less damage ultimately than London did.
Yeah.
So but like imagine, I don't know, like a huge fucking giant ass monster smashing down skyscrapers or some shit like that, like something where innocent people actually fucking die, and like maybe even Thor has those like friends and stuff. Like when are they going to start dropping like flies? Come on, do it. Nobody likes those people. Nobody gives a shit about them. Let them be monster fodder. Like I don't know, just you need a shock or something. Like maybe they'll kill off Natalie Portman. That'd be amazing. Maybe Thor goes through a period where he's almost on the verge of becoming a bad guy. Who knows? Like, and he can't wield his own hammer anymore. Like, I don't know. There are many great.
That sounds so bad. It's like he needs some pills from the doctor. He can't wield his hammer anymore.
I can't pick it up.
Well, I think it's gonna be, in terms of what you said about it going big, it will, because Ragnarok is basically about the end of the world. So something is gonna threaten to kill the entirety of the universe, or at least Asgard in a whole, and maybe there will be a lot of death, destruction before everything is saved by Thor, but it's probably gonna be the biggest Thor movie.
I hope so, and maybe it might even be the last Thor movie. I don't know, but who knows?
Pretty sure it will be. Yeah, pretty sure they will wrap it up after the trilogy, and then do, I don't know, maybe put him into cameos in the other movies instead.
So I guess coming on to the next film, which it's basically chalk and cheese. So Thor: The Dark World was a complete disappointment to me. The next film was absolutely fucking smash in the teeth and was balls out amazing. Is my personal favorite, I think, Marvel film, which is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That was a nice surprise, Sam.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that really like the first Captain America as well.
I liked it too, but it was
a lot better than Thor, in my opinion. But this one just definitely blew it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
I think the first Captain America was a mixed bag. I mean, I really liked what they did with the origin story to make this character not be, cringy or feel too old-timey or weird in his motivation and everything. To actually accomplish that in a movie, that's a feat, and they actually did that.
They actually made Captain America probably the most likable out of all, the Avengers, in my opinion.
At least in that movie. Later on, but definitely in that movie and in his second standalone movie. I don't know about the Avengers movies, but everyone is kind of an asshole in those movies. Except for Hawkeye in the second one for some reason. But we'll get to that as well. Anyway, but yeah, the second one was just in terms of structure and in terms of action and in terms of character bits. The second one was just a giant step up into the first one, even though I liked the first one as well. And I was really pleasantly surprised. Of course, it had the usual Marvel finish where the characters lay out their plans, and that is always a mistake in those movies because they're going to accomplish their goals, and there are not many surprises ahead anymore. So we're going to do this, and we have to take this point first and do this. Yeah, you're going to do exactly that. That's going to happen. We know that now. Thank you for giving it away. Just show us and not tell us beforehand, you dicks.
And there's always bloody things flying and falling from the sky. What the fuck?
Yeah. I think this movie also has a pretty weak third act in the action department.
It's not as weak as the third act of the first Captain America movie, though, to be fair.
No.
It was pretty weak.
I think Marvel movies in general have pretty weak third acts. But this one was in general one of the best Marvel movies. I think I actually felt the stakes here, and the action, of course, was top notch. I think this one probably has the best action sequences of all the standalone movies. All the fight sequences are just really memorable and they work really well. You have the elevator sequence, which is just really fun and really kicked a lot of ass. And then every time he meets the Winter Soldier, there's especially the bridge sequence, that was really thrilling. It really worked really well. And also at some points, because of the shootouts, it kind of reminded me of Heat. For some strange reason. The way the shootouts worked, they felt like there were stakes there. It felt like Black Widow was actually in danger at those points.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. I think, there's Heat, there's very limited music in the action sequences. It's mostly just this kind of type theme tune in the background and just the visceral sound of combat, sounds of explosions and guns and people screaming and stuff. And somehow, in the public space, unlike the Avengers, for example, the action scenes in the Avengers, we got all those aliens flying all over the place. It doesn't feel, real, but I don't know, somehow in Captain America, it's just more visceral. It just feels much more real. I don't know.
You think his battles feel more personal? I don't know, because I don't know, maybe they're face to face, and to some of the guys he's actually talked before, and one is actually his old friend. I think that the fights in that movie just feel, at least the hand-to-hand combat fights feel a bit more personal and more engaging.
Not that many nameless, faceless bad guys. Even in that elevator sequence, you have the one guy. I think it's played by Frank Grillo. I don't know, sure what the name is. He's going to come back in the next movie. You've seen him interact at least a few times before that moment. So at least in those side fight sequences, it is kind of personal.
Also not fucking CG puppets that look all the same, which was the case in Avengers 1 and 2. So, you can actually see that he is fighting different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was an amazing film, and for me personally, it was the first. I mean, I really liked. I don't know. Did the Avengers blow me away when I first watched it? Yeah, maybe the first. I think partially the first Avengers kind of blew me away a bit, and I really loved Thor. But this was I think definitely Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I love Thor, but Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. It was the first one to really truly blow me away. Like after I watched that, I was flipping out. It's like, oh my fucking god, that was amazing! Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much played that movie for fucking everyone around me who hadn't seen it. And my friends over there say, "Have you seen Captain America: Winter Soldier?" It's like, no. It's like, fuck, we're gonna get that on immediately. It's amazing.
Yeah, I rewatched it a couple of times as well. In the last few weeks, even I think a couple of weeks ago, I rewatched it, and there are still problems with it. Like Alexander Pierce, the Robert Redford's character, is kind of a standard bad guy.
Yeah, but he's a lot better than Malekith and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's Robert Redford. Let's be honest, it's Robert Redford. You recognize it's Robert Redford. And he actually always acts his ass off. So in that way it works, but they don't give him a lot of stuff to work with. But he doesn't really need it.
And it's really funny that they play it up like, oh my god, who's going to be the bad guy in this movie? And you see Robert Redford and you're like, yep, he's going to be the bad guy.
It's so obvious that he's the bad guy.
It's not literally. It's not even a surprise.
It isn't. But they play it like it is. That's the funny thing. It's like, oh, did you see that coming? Yes, we did.
Yeah, but I saw literally the first time he was introduced on camera. It's like, yeah, he's the bad guy. He's bad. Come on,
definitely.
Man. So basically, what do you obviously Captain America's the Winter Soldier is an amazing film, so I think we've definitely established that. But what do you want for the future of the Captain America? So what do you want from the Civil War?
Well, we're gonna get, like I said, Avengers 2.5. I don't know how close they're gonna stick to the story of the comics because there are not enough heroes introduced in the cinematic universe to actually make it this giant crossover thing what it was. But
is it Spider gonna be there?
Spider-Man is gonna be there, yeah, and I think he's gonna gonna have a prominent role, probably the same as in the comics in some regard. So are you gonna have Daredevil in there? Maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about it. Maybe a short cameo, but not in a big role. I don't think they're not doing that yet.
But I guess ultra spoiler here, but possibly for the movie. Of course, we can't predict the movie because we haven't seen it. But basically speaking, will Captain America die in the film? Are they going to kill off Captain America like he was in the comic book?
I don't think so. Maybe they'll for one movie or something, or they let people believe he's dead.
I doubt it as well. I don't think he's going to die. Kill him off.
I mean, Chris. What's his name?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans has signed a contract for how many more movies? And I think if you count this one and the rest of the Avengers movie, that isn't that doesn't cover all the movies.
They probably going to change a lot of stuff from the comic book, like they did with Winter Soldier as well. Like this one, obviously not going to have an undead Thor. Of something like a Thor clone or something stupid like that.
Like in the comic book. Come on.
The comic book actually is really fucking stupid. I don't really like Civil War, the comic book.
I started reading it, but then I quit.
It's so fucking stupid. But the story is interesting. So they can actually, while reading it, I was like, this is so stupid and not that well done. But they could make an amazing movie out of it. So I'm hopefully going to do that.
All right, so we're gonna come on to the next movie, so that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. So I guess am I right in saying this is your guys' favorite Marvel movie? I'm not sure about it.
It might be my favorite. It's the one I've watched the most, and the one I play a lot of the times in the background while doing other stuff. I rewatch it because I like the humor in it a lot, and I also like the action in it. I'm not sure if it's. I think this is not as good a movie as Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but I like it more.
Yeah, I have the same thing with Thor. That's exactly what I was trying to explain with Thor.
Yeah,
I know
shit.
It's
that's the problem.
But Guardians of the Galaxy has got its rough points, Bragg. That's what I'm saying. But but to you, Guardians of the Galaxy may be your favorite, even though you recognize that it's not the best. Thor is not the best, definitely. But for some reason, it's one of my favorites. I can't quite rationalize that. But I love it. So, but anyway, same thing. So carry on.
It's definitely the funniest to me. I think it's definitely the funniest.
Yeah, definitely. Chris Pratt's amazing in that. Actually, they're all amazing. But even Batista was fucking hilarious.
Batista's fucking hilarious in that movie. Like, he was the biggest surprise of that movie to me. Because, like, I was kind of afraid he's going to be really stereotypical. Maybe he's going to play it a bit like Space Kratos or something like that. Like, especially in the first trailer, it seemed like his character was just going to be Space Kratos. But he was actually really funny.
I guess for me, Guardians of the Galaxy, also a really fun movie. I don't know, I didn't quite have the same connection with it as you guys. Like, I thought it was a nice, fun science fiction movie, but like, I think a lot of people were blown away by it, like I was by the Winter Soldier, but I definitely didn't get that. But it was a very, very solid, fun movie, and like full of really memorable characters. Groot and Rocket and Chris Pratt's character, and everybody in that film was, except the bad guy, was like really, really well memorable.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it alone at the top spot. It is probably up there, but I'd also put the first Iron Man and the first Avengers up there because I really like those movies a lot. And I wouldn't be able to decide, I think. But yeah, I think it is a very funny, a very entertaining movie. And I'm really anxious to see where they go from here, because this was just another. The origin stories are always the easiest because you got a really solid, groundwork already laid out for you.
Especially if you do 5 characters like at once. It's difficult, but you have like already a lot of groundwork got out for you.
Yeah, and also where the characters are gonna go, what are be the problems in these characters, and now that they have found their way together, what's the conflict gonna be in the next movie? Are they just gonna be okay with each other all the time? That isn't really working with those kind of characters. So I don't know what's the problem going to be in the second movie. Who are they going to fight? Is it going to be a more interesting villain than Ronan? I sure hope so.
Yeah, because Ronan is definitely the weakest part of it.
Exactly. Like, he was funny in the final scene because he did not, like the movie's audience for a second, he did not understand what was happening.
I kind of like this introduction. It kind of feels like, this could be a good villain. But he has like nothing to do, and like really, and he was just such a weak villain, like such a stereotypical, just angry all the time, bad guy. And it doesn't really matter because he's in it for such little. There's more people talking about him than he's actually on screen.
Yeah.
And of course, maybe Thanos is going to be the bad guy. Maybe we're going to show that Thanos can actually walk and not sit in the chair the entire movie for like.
Pretty sure Thanos is just going to be in the last Avengers movie as the big bad, but
maybe. But I kind of would like it if he's in the next one and just kicks everybody's ass, like the next Guardians of the Galaxy, just to like make sure to everybody, this is one motherfucker you don't want to mess with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that. Also, I'm really looking forward to the point where these guys are actually introduced to the Avengers. I mean, that's going to be an exciting moment when
I want to see Rocket like talk shit to Iron Man. You know what I
mean? Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yep, I hope that will happen, but we'll see. That's ways off.
I just want to see Groot pick up like the Thor's hammer, and Thor's like, "Oh, fuck you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when is Avengers 3, the first one, coming out? 22 or something?
No, I think 1 year earlier. Those motherfuckers are going fast. Like,
I don't know.
2018 or something. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think so. I think it's going to be much sooner than that. Otherwise, everybody's going to be like 40 years old.
Yeah. Avengers Infinity War Part 1, if IMDb is correct, it's 2018.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but don't forget that was the initial date that's set, but they also said everything got pushed back because Spider-Man got introduced into this universe and they need to make space for his standalone movie and stuff.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be 2018. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually make it work. Maybe 2019.
I hope so. Man, I hope so. I don't want to wait for ages to the conclusion of the storyline.
Oh, fuck yeah. So I guess we've already kind of talked about what we want from the future of the Guardians of the Galaxy during natural conversation there. So we'll skip on to the next one, which is going to be the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just literally watched that last weekend.
You go first, then.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about it before. So, but I frankly, I agree with a lot of what you guys have said previously about the Avengers: Age of Ultron. I mean, firstly, if you were going into Avengers, like, I think it's one of those films, if you were going into Avengers, just you randomly got taken along and you hadn't seen the previous movies, you would be, like, totally lost. Like, who does that? Who the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on? Because it totally, more than any film I've seen recently, it just totally assumes that you've seen everything leading up to it. Like, if you've missed
and even then,
you're fucked.
And even then,
yeah,
this movie is still a mess, kinda.
Yeah, that's
a good mess, but a mess.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's great. I mean, then again, I think you have to work hard to fuck up the Avengers to not be fun, frankly, at this point.
Yeah.
Because it just has so many great dynamics between the characters and stuff that it's fun just by default. Like you know, it would be fun just to see them sitting around and eating dinner together, I think, at this point. But like,
it was literally, that's the most fun of the movie, actually. Like the first sequence where they're just having fun, like they're on like the party and they're just talking shit about Thor's hammer, like, oh, that Iron Man's gonna pick it up and stuff like that. That sequence is one of the funniest scenes of the movie. Like the entire party sequence just feels so relaxed and just chill. I was like, yeah, this is really. I could watch this for like another 20 minutes.
I wish they'd have a little bit more downtime than that. But like speaking about that, you know, like that film, as Human Metal has said when he was talking about the Avengers, you can really feel that film creaking at the seams. Like it's almost like the stitches are going to burst. It's so full of content. Like it's stuffed so dense. Like it's like da 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 da. Like things are happening. You have to like really wire your brain to like to note the different the different character beats in there. So
especially in character beats get left at the wayside. You know, there is, especially when it comes to Tony Stark's character, like his turnaround to be like, oh, create this artificial intelligence now. I know, you know, in the back of your head, and because of that one scene they show, if you follow all the other movies, that, you know, he has had issued in the past with, you know, actually kind of dying there for a moment, and the first battle of New York and the first Avengers, and then had his midlife crisis thing in Iron Man 3, and now he's scared that all his friends will die and will be his fault. Yeah. So, you know, but from that one scene that isn't really cut clear, and after that he goes to such extreme measures that you think, what is this guy the villain now? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Is he gone completely
and he also
nuts?
Never made like an excuse or anything for it. Like,
no, really. Especially
he does it again.
He does it again. Not much later in the movie. He does the same shit and they let him get away with it. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Like, what if the second time it was like, oh yeah, we got one robot god who's like evil. Let's create another robot god, and he's also evil.
He's even worse than Ultron.
Like, oh shit.
He just wants to blow the planet up.
They locked out that Vision is kind of a chill guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I believe in this strongly. Yeah, you believed in the first guy. Look how he turned out. What the fuck?
It's
No, that was just like, for me, that was like the one what the fuck movie in this movie. Like, yeah, I know they're gonna bring Vision in, but there's gotta be a better way, guys.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Like the first time he did it, obviously I was like, you know, at the time it doesn't make sense. He's a superhero, right? He knows there's a superhero fucking with people's heads. Like they know that, so surely he can, you know, he should be able to get past that. But obviously he can't, so he creates Ultron. But literally the second time when he was doing it again, I literally turned to my girlfriend. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is he doing? Like it's like, come on, why would you attempt that?
Yeah. What if it didn't work another time? It's like a third time. Third time's the charm. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna get this right no matter how many psychopaths I create. It's like, at which point does Tony Stark actually become the bad guy? Like, will you please stop creating killer robots?
In the next Captain America movie, that's when he becomes the bad guy.
Yeah, maybe.
And that Bruce Banner is actually helping him with. That killed me.
Yeah, actually, Bruce Banner, I really liked him in this movie.
Yeah,
he's probably the one they gave the most character development to.
Yeah.
Because you already know all the other characters, and like he only gets like the Avenger movies. But he was really like, he's definitely the most sympathetic and most likable
And
especially in
Hawkeye
this.
for some reason. Also.
And Hawkeye was a fucking boss in this movie. I kind of love that actually.
I mean, I know obviously you know what they tried to do. He's
it was so obvious.
He's a family man. We're gonna kill him off.
I kind of expected him to like in the middle of the battle, like take out of a picture of his wife, like this is my girl back home, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
like in a war movie.
It worked because I thought he was doomed. Like I really thought he was going out right to the end.
I didn't buy it. I was like, it was too obvious for me. I was like, Joss, you're just playing. You're not doing this. You're killing. If you kill someone else. You're not doing this to Hawkeye. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're not. Because that would be the same thing as in the first movie where you're like, he killed off a beloved character and that's his shtick. But no, I was pretty sure he wouldn't do it. But yeah, he was pushing it. He was really pushing for it.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, was a nice bit like there's this hidden side of this character you didn't know about, and it's like a cool idea. So
he has like a nice house and like American farmland and stuff.
Yeah. And also speaking of fun characters, I mean, Ultron was maybe not, I don't know, while not the most maybe serious villain to be taken seriously, he was.
He was really threatening, actually.
Yeah.
Like the first sequence, he just gets alive and he's like singing that Pinocchio song. There's no strings on me, and he's like stumbling, and it's just he looks like a fucking monster. Like it really worked there. Later on, he actually became just evil Iron Man. Like he has the same humor.
Well, and that was the point, right?
I know, it was the point.
He was supposed to be basically a copy of Tony Stark, like just in robot form and evil. So that actually kind of works. But that also wasn't brought across like well enough in this movie that you would get it.
A few times when they're like, I think it's the I don't know the actor for a second, the guy who played Gollum. Who is in this as well. Andy Serkis is in for like a really short time, right before he cuts off the guy's hand. He's like, hey, this is the lines that like Tony Stark used to say as well. That's the only hint they give to it.
Yeah, pretty much. And that he created him, basically. But,
and that was also like setting up Black Panther. Like, Andy Serkis is going to be the bad guy in the next Black Panther movie.
Yeah, he's Ulysses Claw.
He also gets a metal arm. Like, a lot of... Like,
it's supersonic device.
If you want to be a bad guy in a Marvel movie, you have to have like a metal arm. Because Winter Soldier has a metal arm, and this guy has a metal arm, and that chick from Guardians of the Galaxy, like the blue chick, also has a metal arm. Yeah. You need just one metal arm, you're gonna be evil.
Yeah. I thought Ultron was a pretty interesting bad guy, but the thing is, like, one complaint again. What I had with Ultron is at the beginning he seemed kind of menacing. He seemed like he could go somewhere, but ultimately, you know, he didn't really amount to very much. I mean, like I think he
became a bit goofy even.
Yeah, he was also quite weak, wasn't he? Like each Avenger kind of, you know, gave him an ass kicking at whatever point. Yeah. Like he wasn't physically really up to the challenge.
Not as big as Loki though. I think he. At least with this one, I could see that he could kick at least 3 Avengers' asses at one time.
Yeah.
But Loki gave up with like a single one.
Well, I think when Loki ran into the Hulk, that was game over for Loki, frankly.
Yeah.
But I think Loki Loki is a schemer, isn't he? He's not really a physical threat bad guy. Like he's like I wouldn't say the Joker, but he's not the most powerful guy. He's like a... Yeah,
he's a schemer.
He's a schemer, yeah. He uses his wit. So always when he comes into contact with Thor, I mean, he gets beaten down, always. Like, forever. Yeah. So, but that's not his shtick. But, like the Ultron, like, I don't know, like, at some point, he just started getting his ass kicked again and again and again in the movie. It's just like... The only thing that saved him was his multiple
he cheats
numbers.
Because he could... Exactly. And that's one of the problems with this movie, too, because basically the final battle is a rehash of the first one, because you got this giant army of characters who look exactly the same, and the Avengers fight them. So if I'm going to already skip to the question that's going to come, obviously, what do you want from the next Avengers movie? Also, what I want from what I'm pretty sure we're going to get from Civil War is let them, I want to see them fight actually, you know, memorable characters so that the fights themselves get more memorable.
In the beginning it worked because you had Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, so you actually fight against them.
Yeah,
and of
but
course,
then they
my
get turned
favorite
over.
sequence of the movie where like you have like Hulk versus Iron Man.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
that was
amazing.
great stuff. More of that, please, and not just this endless army of drones. So just that everyone can fight something. That's just
It's like
then-
it's like the Avengers playing zombie mode in like
yeah, exactly. Horde mode. Yeah, exactly.
Horde mode.
It's like horde mode, and I hate horde mode. So that I don't want to see any more of that. Please, just yeah.
of horde mode to some games, but that's besides the point.
I don't.
I think I really hope Thanos is going to be the Darth Maul of the Avengers film.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like an opponent
Maul?
that in Star Wars Episode 1. Star Wars Episode 1 is like a pretty pants film, but hey, everybody loves Darth Maul basically. No matter what
Yeah.
you think of that film,
No.
it's a good bad guy.
Yeah, I want to see all the like reverses. Try all the Avengers fight Thanos, and he just
Whoops
kicks
their
their
ass.
ass.
Yeah.
Even if they fight him all together, and yeah, just put it on its head, like turn it around, make it interesting, like switch up things. And if you have them fight, have them
definitely.
fight other interesting people with interesting superpowers, which, like I said, I think we're gonna see just from the setup of the story we're going to see from Civil War, because they're going to pit each of the different factions against each other. So that's probably
I
going
have
to
to
be.
go, guys. By the way,
Oh yeah, we're going to wrap this up anyway.
exactly at the end.
Yeah, so but that's our opinion on the cinematic Marvel universe. So if you have any opinions, or valued listener, please stick them in the comment section, or visit us over on YouTube or Twitter or any of the many places that Human Metal mismanages. And please remember to join us next time you poop out a starfish, which then jumps back out of the toilet and relatches onto your anus, and then stops you from ever shitting ever again. So anything you eat actually backs up and comes out of your mouth.
God.
This is the Radiophonic Sea Creatures tuning out.
Why? Nightmare.